Greetings, everybody. It's your boy Davin Dave of the Black Evolution, and I have a specific topic for you guys. The Black Evolution Part 5. It's called the poverty mentality. We're going to deal with how it affects us as people, how it's bringing us down, how it's tearing each other apart, and we're going to deal with what we can do about it. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, with the poverty mentality, we have to deal with a critical topic for us because this one topic affects everything we do in the Black community. What do I mean by that? Well, because of the poverty mentality, we can never build businesses. We can never truly evolve as a people. We can never vote. We can never get things done. Why? Because of the poverty mentality. This poverty mentality affects everything we do. So we need to know what it is, how we're going to deal with it, what causes the poverty mentality, and what we can do about it to uplift us as a people. Because we need to get rid of this one specific mentality, because without it, we will be able to skyrocket as a people and develop as a people. So, when it comes to the poverty mentality, why is it a problem? It's a problem because it affects us as a people. It brings us down. We can never build any businesses with this mentality. We can never succeed with this mentality. We can never evolve with this mentality. So I am going to play you guys a clip from CNN showing people what type of conditions are that comes with the poverty mentality. It's going to detail the conditions white people live in and conditions Black people live in. And it's going to show you what the poverty mentality looks like and how it affects you in terms of your livelihood, in terms of your housing, in terms of how you live. So without further ado, let me go ahead and roll the clip.
Omaha, Nebraska, in the country's heartland. Home to billionaire Warren Buffett, and ranked by Forbes as the most affordable city in America.
You've really got a lot of big-time companies here, Fortune 500 companies.
Ivan Gilreath knows Omaha well. He earned his MBA here and launched a successful corporate career. He drove us through a predominantly white neighborhood. Then he took us across town.
This is where the majority of your African-American population resides.
To the other Omaha that Gilreath knows just as well.
This area here has been really the site of a lot of violence over the years, gang violence.
He says the disparity between whites and blacks is shocking and deeply rooted in Omaha's segregated past, when many Black families were denied banking loans, higher paying jobs, and equal education. The percentage of Black children who live in poverty here ranks #1 in the nation.
You can be shocked and say, oh my God, it's an awful place. Or you can be shocked with feeling like we need to galvanize, and everybody in this community needs to do whatever they can to reverse that cycle. What are you doing over here, young lady?
For Gilreath, that meant leaving a lucrative corporate job to return home to his community as CEO of the Boys and Girls Club. To make sure that kids like 14-year-old Markel Vaughn have a safe place to play and study. This is Markel's home away from home that his mother Karina calls a saving grace in her neighborhood. What are some of the challenges that you're up against being a single mom?
I don't want to see anything happen to my son. He's a good kid, you know, and so I'm sorry. I'm thankful, you know, every day that I have him in my life.
In the past 7 years, 5 children from the Boys and Girls Club that Markel attends have been killed.
There is still a need for as many of us African-American men who can come back and provide that same kind of influence to these young people that I received at the club.
Like Markel, Gilreath also grew up in this neighborhood. His mother, Willa Lee, raised 5 children on her own, and she's convinced the only way to close the poverty gap is through higher education.
And I sent all of my children to, all of them graduated. I got 3 that went to college and finished college.
What are your goals for yourself? What is it that you want for yourself?
I want to be able to go to college and be able to make it to the pros, but if that don't work out, I want to be a veterinarian or a zookeeper or something.
As an honor student and a star athlete, Markel is well on his way down the same road that Ivan Gilreath traveled. Thelma Gutierrez, CNN, Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay, Now that you've seen the clip with CNN on the poverty mentality and how it affects us in the urban conditions, I want to talk to you guys about what the poverty mentality means and what it's all about. The poverty mentality is all about tearing another person down, bringing another person down because you are not as successful as they are, or you want to be successful as them, but because you are jealous and envious of them, you try to bring them down. You call them many things, such as scammer, fraud, egotistical, arrogant, the Illuminati is sending you, da 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 da. This mentality has got to stop within our community. Let me say it again. This mentality has got to stop within our community. It is tearing us down as a people. It is stopping us from evolving as a people, and it is hindering our growth as a people. We as Black people need to evolve and get rid of this poverty mentality before we are ultimately destroyed by it. Because this mentality is not going to bring the success of a people, it's going to bring destruction and ruin. And we've been dealing with this poverty mentality for the past 430 plus years, or 400 years. We need to stop with this mentality. I'm sick of seeing this poverty mentality. It is destroying us as a people. So, in a few moments, I'm going to show you guys a clip of this person or this YouTuber called What Happened to Common Sense. I do not know his actual name, but his YouTube name is What Happened to Common Sense. He perfectly explains to you guys what the poverty mentality is. He explains to you that the poverty mentality of somebody calling him a scammer and a fraud, that's due to the poverty mentality because somebody views him as a nigga, and a nigga or a Black man should not be able to be successful or not be able to get success that they're at without the agency or without the Illuminati or without the government or without the CIA, etc., etc., etc. Well, I, for one, disagree with that notion as Black people that we can't be successful without the CIA or the government. We as a people will be successful and can accomplish anything once we get rid of this poverty mentality. I'm also going to show you another clip from CNN of somebody who flaunts their money and gets arrested. And see, that's another thing that happens to us when it comes to the poverty mentality. When it comes to the poverty mentality, we have a problem and an issue with laundering money. Let me say this to you guys. Successful people do not launder their money and show off how successful they are. Let me say it again. Successful people do not launder and show off their money. Why don't they do this? Because they are already successful. They know how successful they are. They have no need to show off how successful they are. They are successful because of their hard work and dedication. And when it comes time for them to be successful, they're successful. They keep grinding, they keep focusing. But those of us who have the poverty mentality want to show off our money and show off how successful, quote unquote, we are or how we think we are. This is a problem in the community. It needs to stop. When you become successful, you will not have a need to show off how successful you are. You will already be successful and you will already be confident in your success. You will not have to show off how much Jordans you got or how much money you got or what car you got or what house you got or everything else. Because most of the time, people who show off how successful they are in reality broke. This is another deception in the poverty mentality. In the poverty mentality, it has you thinking that you are really successful and that if you launder enough money, if you launder your success, it's going to show people that you are successful. This is a deception because in reality, you are not successful. You are actually broke. Let me say it again. You are not successful. You are actually broke. And so I'm going to play to you guys these two clips back to back to show you what happens with the poverty mentality when it comes to us dealing with us as a people personally and how it affects us as a people economically with showing off money and trying to launder our success. So without further ado, let me go ahead and roll the clip.
I want you to focus on the dollar amount that you see on the screen right now. That dollar amount is $859.82. which represents the total amount of money that I have earned since I've created this YouTube channel. I received an email this morning from someone and they called me a scammer. And they said that I am no better and no different than Tariq Nasheed, Umar Johnson, and Brother Polite. Now, while I find this extremely funny, I also find it disrespectful. Because see, in that person's eyes, I'm Black. I'm a nigga. I shouldn't be able to trade futures. I shouldn't be able to do real estate. I shouldn't have technology because I'm a nigga. And see, this is how many of our people view other black people. There's no way you can be successful on your own. You have to be out here stealing and scheming on people. You're a nigga. There has to be the Illuminati behind you or some government agency behind you because you're a nigga. You shouldn't be able to go out here and do business and make money. No, I go out here and I hustle and I work hard and I make money legally and ethically. You can't find one person that I've stolen or taken anything from. And to sit up here and think that somehow $859 is going to transform my life is just idiotic. This camera that I'm making this video on is a $750 camera. The lens on the camera is $400. The microphone is $270. The stand is $170. These two monitors that you see, each one is $500 a piece. This right here, this iPad, $500. This right here, this MacBook Pro, another $2,000. This Dell XPS laptop, $2,700. The MacBook you see right here, $2,200. The microphone, $200. The gaming chair, $300. This desk, another $300. The actual desktop that's powering these two monitors is custom built. It cost me over $2,400 just for the graphics card to process it in the motherboard. But please tell me how $859 is scamming. If that's scamming, mind you, YouTube gave me this money, then I must be a pretty damn poor scammer. There's over $15,000 of technology in this room. And I did not come to the community and ask you to get me any of this stuff. No lectures, no GoFundMes, no DVDs, no documentaries, no status corrections, no real estate courses, no flashcards, no Tulsa real estate fund. All of this stuff in here you see I brought on my own. So how dare you come to me and tell me I'm scamming you when you've given me nothing but $859. Oh, let me fix that. YouTube's giving me $859. See, let me explain something to you. YouTube has created a platform. That's why it's called YouTube, where you can come on here and speak and talk about anything that you want to talk about and get paid for it from YouTube. You want to talk about politics? Go ahead. You want to talk about hair? Go ahead. Celebrities? Go ahead. Black people, you can talk about them good or bad and get paid. Politicians, you can talk about them good or bad and get paid. Whatever you want to talk about, you can speak about and get paid. And if people want to donate to you, they can. My rent is $3,250 here in Brooklyn. My car note, $691. My car insurance, $372.80. This little $859, mind you, I have to pay taxes on it. Couldn't pay none of my bills. Couldn't buy none of this stuff in here. It's disrespectful to even come at me and call me a scammer. My business that I run, I can't pitch this business. I legally couldn't even pitch this business to you. I can get sued. Because you have to be an accredited investor to even invest in my business. You have to have over $1 million in actual assets, and you have to, for the last 2 consecutive years, earn over $200,000. And the minimum investment is $25,000. How many black people you know actually has $25,000 to invest in a business? Not many. So don't come to me talking about, oh, he's scamming people. Prove it. Show me someone that I've scammed. Show me someone that I've schemed. But see, you only see this type of stuff happening in the black sector. Because like I said, many of these people, they hate themselves. So there's no way that you, another black man, a black man, making money, running a business? Oh, hell no. Because that's how they think in their mind. Because they've been conditioned by white supremacy to think that way. But you don't see this in other sectors. I'm going to show you some YouTubers right now. They don't have that The Amazing Lucas, I'm going to show you right now on the screen. He's a black man, but he's in the conservative niche, right? Brandon Tatum, the Hodge twins, Ripper. See, none of the black guys that are in the conservative niche, that are doing the conservative thing, get called scammers. You notice that? Because you know why? Their audience is white. They don't get called a scammer. But if you come in the black sector and you just get a few donations, oh, you a scammer. See, it's a reason why. Because like I said before, we've been conditioned and trained to hate ourselves. Because you a nigga, there's just no way you can trade. There's no way you could buy real estate. There's no way you can live in Dumbo. You a nigga. How? The Illuminati's doing it. Oh, he's with the CIA. Who sent you? You with the government. This is how our people think. Because that's the only way you could be successful. You can't build nothing on your own. And it's sick and it's twisted. But see, it's not all black people that think this way. It's a segment of our people. They're just very loud. And this is why I made this video, to push back, to show you. No, when you hear a person call me a scammer, ask them a very simple question. What has he scammed? Who has he scammed? Because donating to someone is legal. That's not a scam. They have the super chat button there for a reason, so that you could donate if you want to. That's not a scam. No, see, what a scam is getting up here and calling someone a scammer with no proof. That's the scam. So again, this is $859. Am I here to make money? Absolutely. Do I want my channel to grow and be on the level of a Tariq Nasheed? Absolutely. That doesn't mean I want to be like Tariq Nasheed or be like Brother Polite or be like Umar Johnson. But would I not want to have a platform that's big enough to reach these people? Would I not want to be like a Willie D? Would I not want to be like a Brandon Tatum as far as having that reach? Who wouldn't? YouTube is one of the best business models you could ever have. You know why? Because you do the work one time and you get paid for it for as long as the content is up. That's residual income. So I can make a video today, and if that video is still playing 5 years from now, I'll still be getting paid from it. That's a great business model. Who would not want to get involved in that? But see, because you can't understand business because you've never built anything, to the haters, you've never built anything, you don't understand the power and the leverage in that by doing the work one time and getting paid. See, most of the day, I'm sitting here trading. This is boring. You get a day like today, the market doesn't move. I can sit here and make a video. I can make 4 videos and click a few buttons while I'm trading. But again, see, you've never done anything in your life. So you don't know about leverage and opportunity. I do. So again, if you ever come across someone calling me a scammer, ask them, what has he sold to you? What has he stole from you? And how has he scammed you?
This don't stop, man. We got in this, man. This don't stop, man.
Okay, now that you've seen those 2 back-to-back clips of what happens with the poverty mentality and what happens to us as a people, I want to end this podcast with a message to you guys. We need to stop with this poverty mentality. It is hurting us as a people, it is killing us as a people, and it is stopping us and hindering us from our growth and our evolvement as a people. Let me say it again. We need to stop with this mentality. With this poverty mentality, because it is hurting us as a people, it is hindering us as a people, and it is stopping us from evolving as a people. We need to continue to be successful by having self-confidence, having reassurance, and we need to stop tearing each other down. Instead, we need to lift each other up. Let me say it again. We need to lift each other up, because if we don't lift each other up, we will continue to be in this condition of self-hate and poverty and trying to tear each other down. We must realize that together we can accomplish anything. And by trying to tear each other down, it is hindering us and it is keeping us in the same poverty mentality, the same condition that's keeping us from growing and developing as a people. We need to have unity and economic development and empowerment, and also coming togetherness, or having us come together as a people. So I'm going to end this podcast with this one specific message. Poverty leads to destruction. Poverty is of the devil, and we need to get rid of that mentality in order to have us succeed as a people. Let me say it again. Poverty is the devil. We can never succeed with this mentality, and it is time as Black people to get rid of this mentality and have us evolve and change as a people. Because if we don't, we will forever be in this condition of trying to tear each other down instead of lifting each other up. So I conclude this podcast with this. Lift each other up, don't tear each other down. Lift each other up, do not tear each other down. Lift each other up so that we can build, so that we can evolve, so that we can ultimately grow as a people. So this concludes the Dabba Podcast, Part 5 of the Black Evolution, the Poverty Mentality, and I'm going to play this outro music to end off this podcast. Goodbye, good luck, and as always, the Black Evolution never stops.